Hello and welcome back to the X-Files Revisited. We are moving on with season 8. This is episode 4, which is titled Roadrunners. This is the one where Scully ignores every horror movie rule, goes on a solo road trip into the desert nightmare town, and ends up face to face with a slug that's apparently auditioning for the role of Jesus. Brian, what's the legacy of Roadrunners?
Yeah, it's a pretty redundant question for me at this point in season 8 because I feel like
There's no legacy for any of these.
unfairly so. I would say I think there's a massive drop off in terms of legacy, in terms of what fans talk about, and anything past season 7, which I do think is unfair because I do think season 8 is actually pretty damn good season.
Right.
But yeah, it's I think most X-Files fans, like from what for what I would know, would say this is like as far as the later seasons go, it's a good episode. But I feel like you can say that about so many season 8 episodes, to be honest. So yeah, I think there's one we've got coming up a couple of episodes from now where I know that is on X-Files fans' radars. They do talk about that. They do say, that's a memorable one, and we'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, I going into this, like, it'd been a while since I'd seen it. I remembered a lot of the Jesus talk, the religious stuff. And I remember it being something that kind of rubbed me up the wrong way. I was like, is this just like way too close to blasphemy and things like that? And so I didn't know how I'd feel about it coming into this episode. But now I won't say what I think about it at this point, but after watching it again, I reckon this episode is way up your street. I think you're going to love this one, personally. That's my prediction. I could be totally wrong, but yeah. Speaking of predictions, care to predict? Do you like that segue? That was a good segue.
Lovely, love it. So professional.
Would you like to predict where in the 21 episodes of season 8 this episode sits in the IMDb ranking?
In season 8.
In season 8,
10?
21 episodes.
Yeah, I'm going to say 10.
10. It's 8. So
8?
Slightly higher. Yeah.
Okay.
And with that in mind, 217 episodes of the entire show. Where do you think it places?
96?
Oh, 90. Yeah.
90. Hey, I'll take that. That's close. Yeah.
So you've aimed a little low on both, but that's it's still pretty close. And 90. Well, anything in the top 100, I would say is pretty fire as far as X-Files fans are concerned. I think that means it's like just question is, do we both agree? I personally think you will, but the question is, will I? Do you care to hazard a guess on that as to where you think I sit on it before we get into it?
I don't think you'll like this one.
You don't? Okay.
No, I think when it gets to the films about religion, if there's anything at all kind of detrimental, I think you kind of almost aggressively push against it. No, it's not a bad thing. I just think that you've got your strong opinions when it comes to that, and when something like plays around with it or tries to be funny or that, you're like, I'm not having that. How dare you, sir? Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into it and find out, shall we?
Yeah.
So, Roadrunners, we start off with a backpacker who catches the bus from hell. It stops and all the passengers get off and stone a man to death before moving on to our backpacker. So yeah, I mean, there's a bit more to it than that. We start off the episode. He's in a phone box. He's trying to call someone, and then boom, bus comes along, and it's just like Twin Peaks times 10. So
yeah, I mean, it's a situation we've all been in, really. It's it's funny how some episodes you watch and you're instantly pulled in, and then there are some episodes you watch and you feel as if the film or the episode is almost repelling you. I felt that straight away with this one. It didn't grab me, it didn't hold my interest. I wasn't really too curious at this point, and I would consider like maybe not watching it if it wasn't for the podcast.
Right.
Right. Just on the initial like first couple of minutes, my opinion may change throughout it, but there's just something about the start of it where I wasn't like overly curious, and I don't know
is that everything. Does that include everything up to and including the stoning?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking cult type of thing straight away. And I'm just I'm thinking, what's the one? The Red
Museum. Red Museum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. I was just like,
sometimes you've got X-Files PTSD. Like when it delves into something similar, you're like, oh god.
Yeah. It's like, I know what kind of episode this is gonna be. And that's not a good thing. Yeah. No, I think it was quite brutal. It's like they go full on with the stoning thing, and I'm like, oh, blimey, okay. And when that happened, I was like, oh, this is a Graham episode then. But okay, so we get past the opening credits, and Scully investigates the site. She bags some slime, and there is no reception on her mobile, which is, yet again one of those tropes.
Yeah, no tasting of the slime, which was disappointing.
Yeah, well, she's not Mulder. If it was Mulder, there'd definitely
he's having a lick. Yeah,
yeah.
Ooh, that is gross. Yeah.
So she goes to a payphone, and it's the same payphone that we saw at the start of the episode with the backpacker, and she phones Doggett, and it's Scully consulting on a murder case. The murdered man had a spine of a 90-year-old woman, apparently. Can you find me a case file involving mucus? It's like,
yeah.
How do you tell John Doggett you really don't like the man without telling John Doggett you really don't like the man? It's like, one, I'm going to leave him back home, and I'm going to have him looking into cases for something to do with mucus.
Yeah.
She sees.
Which I'm pretty sure every case. Like it must be. Like it's got to be every case.
Yeah. I can definitely think of many cases where there's been mucus. I mean, Tombs for one of them. But yeah, she sees a bus pass by and turn a corner. I say corner. It's more like just a straight turn off into desert.
Yeah, it just takes a left.
Yeah, it just takes a left into desert. So she follows the bus, and it takes her to an abandoned-looking town. Not even on the map, it seems. She looks on the map, can't find it. And then a man appears with a cut hand and gives her some free gas. And then Scully leaves, and the man goes inside where our backpacker lies ill in bed, and he says help is coming.
Because they find out that Scully is a medical doctor, and they're like, that's interesting. But this place screams Texas Chainsaw Massacre, doesn't it? Like
yes.
Nothing good happens here.
This is the last place I would take help from anyone.
Yeah,
I just feel like I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out myself. Bye. And as if right on cue, Scully's car dies. So she goes back and challenges / accuses the guy of filling her car with something that killed it. Turns out she's right. He put water in her tank. She demands to use his phone, but he says he doesn't have one, and that Mr. Millsap down the street has one. So just pointing you the way to Mr. Millsap. It's like, as soon as he says that, you're like, okay, Millsap's going to be the leader of this cult. He's going to be a wacky old dude. He's like, yeah.
I think if the X-Files is, if it's taught me anything, it's never to trust rural hospitality. Like, nothing good ever comes from it.
Nope.
Don't do
not
it
at all. Not at all.
But I like on the plus point, Scully's alert to this. She understands exactly the threat that's there, and she feels wary of what's going on. I think at this point she's contemplating maybe of taking Doggett with her. It's too late.
Yeah. I do like that they do this, actually. I do like that Scully doesn't play dumb. I like that she...
I like that, yes.
Yeah, because, like, if this was a movie, they'd go back to the town and be like, oh, man, my car died. And it'd be like, and then, oh, okay, well, let's try and help you out some more. And it'd be like, no, come on, guys. It's just like, you know fully well why your car died. The dude just put something in it. So, yeah, I like that she just instantly calls it out and takes no crap over it. So, Millsap's phone doesn't work, apparently. Scully's having none of it and flat out says that someone is trying to stop her leaving. And he offers her a room, as anyone who, you know, is not trying to stop someone from leaving would obviously do.
Yeah.
Stay the night. We've got a room.
Yeah. But it feels very... it does feel very typical to a lot of horror movies, doesn't it? Like, it just has that feeling to it. You can't pinpoint one exact movie because it's many, but it just has that familiar feeling of dread.
Yeah. Like, even in something like In the Mouth of Madness, something like that, where...
God, I love that movie.
It's so long since I've seen it.
No, I watched it the other week. I got the 4K when it came out, so I just watched it.
Nice little ADHD distraction there.
Yeah.
So she run. Yeah, I do need to see it again. She runs across the street. Yeah, woo, shiny. She runs across the street to speak to a woman who ignores her. And it turns out there's a bunch of Bible thumpers inside the house. She peeks in through the window. They're all just there reading Bibles and stuff. Same again in the house next door that she tries. Bunch of people inside, ignoring her, all reading Bibles and having their little chants and stuff. In which case, I'd be straight out of there like a flash. On foot if I had to. Just, yeah. So she takes the room, checks her gun, and people start to gather outside. Not creepy or anything. Yeah. I mean, even Genderbender, it reminds me of the season 1 episode, Genderbender. Just all that kind of cult style nonsense. But
but the thing is, it's individually, these people are manageable, but it's en masse that they become really problematic. That I think it's the whole idea behind zombie, that what makes zombies terrifying, you know, when they're huddled together. And that's what you have here. You know, she may have a gun. We know she's got limited bullets. Like, and these are generally innocent people, I suppose.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like it's the isolation thing, in it. She's isolated in a town that nobody seemingly knows about, and literally all of these people could be against us. So it's like it's at this point where you do start to feel a sense of dread for her. Not because you genuinely believe that Scully is going to get taken out here, because there's no way she's going to get taken out. But it's that thing where how many obstacles can you build up around someone to just make you feel boxed in, where you as a viewer start thinking, what the hell would I do in this situation? I think I'd die pretty quickly is what I'd do in this situation. So, yeah. Scully wakes up to some knocking. She pulls her gun, and Millsap says that there's a man downstairs who needs help. So she goes down and finds the backpacker having seizures on the bed. She says that she thinks it might be epileptic, not taking his medication. So she rolls him over to find a bandaged wound. They don't know how it happened. Sure.
Yeah.
Right. That's literally what Scully says. She goes, So, hospital, no cars, no phone, corn syrup. So that's the answer. Scully's like, can you get me at least get me some corn syrup so I can, whatever she's going to do with it. Well, sugar in it. I think she's trying to.
Yeah, she's trying to like up his blood sugar type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to help the big ass like hole in his back. Yeah. Doggett calls the sheriff to fax some info, and the sheriff asks when Scully is going to show. Doggett says she arrived yesterday and says send a car. Then he calls I can't read my own right. Oh, Danny. Calls Danny to trace a call from yesterday. That elusive Danny that we've never met, that they always seem to call. Hey, Danny, we need some information. Yeah. So, yeah. This is the potential douchebag sheriff of the week, who surprises me by turning out to not actually be the douchebag sheriff of the week. He's
which is it's turning tropes on its head.
Yeah, it's a rarity. It's a rarity in the X-Files. So the backpacker wakes up and doesn't know who he is or how he got there. Scully tries pulling something out of his wound, which is like a parasite of some kind. We can't quite see at this point, but there's definitely something in there moving about up his spine, and it's absolutely disgusting, absolutely gross. And this was at the point where I thought this is definitely going to be a Graham episode, because he loves all this disgusting, parasitic, blood and gore stuff. So I was like, and I gotta say, it was suitably disgusting. It kind of made me like, it was quite gnarly. It made me want to vomit in the back of my throat a bit, but
nice.
So the sheriff calls Doggett to say that they haven't found Scully. Doggett says there's something about the payphone that Scully called from, because the call that was placed 4 days before Scully's was made by Hank, who is now missing. So, yeah.
So Doggett's back there doing some actual police work.
Yeah, doing some detective work.
Seemingly, it's like a role reversal.
Seemingly doing more detective work than the actual police officers of that town. So, yeah. But Scully tells Hank that he has a parasite along his spine that may have been put there by the townsfolk. She leaves her gun with him and goes to find a car.
He's incapacitated. He's having seizures, and he's been in the hands of the townsfolk for a while.
Yeah. I think the gun is definitely best being in her hands. So, Millsap and the bus driver woman. She leaves. Where am I? I've lost my notes. There you go. Yeah, so she leaves the gun with him and goes to find a car. Millsap and the bus driver woman enter and ask Hank where Scully has gone. And he tells them, she says, I'm dying. We're going to need another swap. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
So, it's like the parasite has already taken control of him, and it's the parasite that is now speaking through him and needs another body. Yes. Which is pretty much what I gleaned from that.
Yeah.
So Doggett rocks up at the sheriff's office with a bunch of case files. Everybody loves their case files.
They certainly do.
Scully finds the boss. Then Hank shows up with everyone. The whole townsfolk. No way Scully's getting out there. It's like, you're done for. There's a really good moment in this. So Scully tries to run but is subdued. Then Hank lies on the ground and lets the bus driver lady smash his head in with a hammer. Really gnarly as well. It's just like, yeah. She pulls the parasite out of the hole and heads towards Scully, who begins screaming that she's going to have a baby. And that was the moment that really kind of...
This was a great moment.
Yeah.
The fact that she's screaming and just, it's wonderful. Like, it's horrible, but it's so well done.
Yeah.
Because I had forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it sent a genuine kind of shiver down my spine because you forget that, like, you're just watching Scully, and then when they bring this parasite towards her, you're just like, oh no, Scully's gonna may get infected with this parasite. And then as soon as she goes, no, I've got a baby, you instantly you're in the character. Yeah, you're in her head, and you're like, of course, that's all she's thinking about. She's, of course, that's going to be her greatest fear. So yeah, it was just a really great moment that kind of ups the ante on just what's at stake here, because you don't believe that Scully is not going to walk away from this episode.
No,
but there is a chance that they would do something horrible to get rid of the baby. That's the kind of thing that they would do in a TV show where actually we don't know where to go with the baby storyline. We need to kind of get rid of it and get things back to a status quo. So it's very conceivable that, oh crap, yeah, they're going to do something with the baby.
But even on just a human, it's great. But there's even something on a human psychology level. When someone says they're pregnant, it's the pack mentality to protect and look after, and it's the fact that she's like, I'm having a baby, I'm pregnant, and nobody cares. Nobody bats an eyelid. It's not even a pause for thought. It's just continuing this terror. It's a wonderful moment.
Yeah. So Scully is tied to a bed. Millsap tells her she's a tabernacle. You know what a tabernacle is?
Yes, it's kind of. I believe so. Anyway,
okay.
Enlighten us in case I'm wrong.
So obviously, the original tabernacle back in the Old Testament times is the place that the Jewish people built as a place where God would come down and dwell among them.
Oh yeah.
So because you can't stand in front of God's glory without dying. If anyone who's seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, you know what I mean. So they built the ark in the tabernacle, and that was a place where God could dwell, so that the people could be in His presence, but not have to stand before His glory. So it's that kind of thing. So they see her as a tabernacle. So she sees lights outside, and it's Doggett. Doggett pulls up in a car. So Scully knocks a lamp over to start a fire, but it gets put out. Millsap and the bus driver talk to Doggett, who then leaves. And again, another really great sequence, just because it's that tension of, can Scully cause enough of a ruckus for Doggett to recognise that she's there? And even if she does, is Doggett going to be able to do anything? Because he's on his own, and she could just essentially be putting him in danger more than she could be helping herself. So it's that thing where there's no easy answers to this. It's not a case of, if she gets this fire going and Doggett sees it, that doesn't necessarily mean she's out of trouble. It just means that Doggett is now with her in the trouble. So
it's one of those ones where you don't find yourself stretching with her.
Yes, yeah. I'm like, can the foot make it? Can it? Oh. Yeah.
There's a fun balance in that, because sometimes you see it and you're like, oh, for God's sake, just reach out. Just reach out, come on.
Yeah.
But this time you're like, oh, come on.
Yeah. It's well done. It's a well orchestrated scene. So Doggett stops down the road and phones the sheriff and tells him to bring everyone. Then he goes back on foot alone.
But I like this because Doggett drives away. Yeah. And you're thinking, right, okay, he's moving on to the next spot. But no, Doggett is a terrific agent of his own, and he's just
Yeah.
like, I've clocked everything
Yeah.
here. It's not
Yeah.
right. I'm going to put them in a little ruse and think that they've won.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got two eyes in his head basically,
Yeah.
and something just smells rotten in Denmark. So,
But it's good. See, for like a new season with a new person replacing Mulder, and we're all with Scully, and Scully's not quite buying it. We're seeing how good he is,
yeah.
and it's not flashy or flamboyant or big. He's just
Yeah.
good.
Subtle.
And I
It's
think,
just subtle
yeah,
stuff in it. Yeah. So Doggett punches out the man on guard duty and frees Scully. So nice one. They board the bus and Doggett hotwires it, but then the parasite begins to make its way up to Scully's brain. So she screams for him to cut it out. The townsfolk arrive and begin smashing their way in as he removes it, tosses it to the ground, and then shoots it. When they say, "Game over, man! Game over!" When they see that it's dead, they give up, and Doggett carries Scully out. So these were a bunch of nutters who literally thought that this parasite was the next, well, the second coming of Jesus, basically. Yeah, because I mean, and in all fairness, you get a few whacked out culty type people, and this parasite knows how to play them. Then the parasite's going to do everything it can to survive and say, "Hey, you've got to keep me alive. I'm the second coming." So
but such an isolated little town as well, with such a close knit community. Let's not forget. I don't think we mentioned the name of the place, did we? The town? No, Two Grey Hills. It's the most mundane name of a town ever. It's like,
yeah, man, it sounds like it should be the name of a Wes Craven film or something.
yeah.
Last scene, Doggett picks Scully up from hospital, tells her the 48 members' defence in court is religious freedoms. Scully apologises for not taking Doggett with her to begin with, and he grabs her bag to let her know that they're still partners. It's a nice moment, actually. It's just a solid moment that kind of makes you see that these two do have some kind of future together as partners, in that trust is being built up there. And yeah, it was good to see Scully kind of apologise for just not trusting him, leaving him back home, going on her own, and look what happens when you go it alone.
Yeah. Wrap up, I suppose. I didn't love this episode.
Right. Okay.
There was things I liked about it, but I found myself putting the back foot so early on that it took me a while to catch up to being enjoying it, and it felt like a struggle at the start. There are parts that I really kind of like. There's parts that just annoy me. Giving the gun away, like, that's lazy writing. It's just no way about it. It's just pointless, and you're just like, why? I love the kind of gore and the spinal slug. I like Doggett getting his first real hero moment, and really taking care of Scully. I like how if anything, I like how the episode helps the bond between these two.
Yeah.
And kind of pushes it on. So I think for me, I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay. See, this is bizarre. You thought I wouldn't like it. I thought you'd love it. You ended up being and I thought this was a really good episode. I just I there's just a lot in it. I like it's very simplistic, and it's like we've got through it in, it's not even been half an hour yet, and we're done talking about it. I think it's it's one location. It's very kind of it doesn't go down that many avenues, but I just think it's a really good character. It's got some really good character beats in there. It shows us what really matters to Scully. It shows us what matters to Doggett. It shows both of them being quite intelligent at times. Sometimes, in Scully's case, not so much. But Yeah, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it, given what I thought I was walking into, what I remembered going into.
Yeah.
Remembering how I felt about it, and being pleasantly surprised, and like, oh, this isn't really what I thought it was. I actually think it's all right. It's good. It's a very solid episode, quite entertaining. So 4 out of 5 from me.
Tell me a little bit about episode 5, Invocation.
So this is an episode about a child that goes missing right at the start, and then 10 years later comes back, and he's not aged a day.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's like, what is he? Where's he been? Is it still the same kid? And is his younger brother that is now in fact older than him? Is he in trouble? Basically,
Right.
So
It's got a little bit of Flight of the Navigator going about it there.
a little bit. Think Flight of the Navigator meets The Omen meets Silence of the Lambs.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Okay. So that was Roadrunners, the episode that taught us 3 important lessons. Never travel to a deserted town with fewer than 2 gas stations. If a bus looks sketchy, it's sketchy. And if someone offers you a salvation via a spinal slug, just say no. So we hope you enjoyed listening to our episode here talking about Roadrunners. We will see you next time when we're going to talk about Invocation. Until then, why don't you subscribe, hit the like button, or watch us on YouTube and laugh at our way of laughing at our own jokes, which we think is incredibly funny, because that's just who we are. And we'll
Someone's
see you next
got to laugh
time.
at them.
Someone's got to laugh at them, absolutely. So why not us? And we'll see you next time on the X-Files Revisited.